The Duchess of Sussex's possible interest in running for office now that she is no longer a working member of the firm has been widely discussed by commentators and royal watchers over the past years. Meghan has so far remained tight-lipped over the issue and never publicly expressed a desire to dip her toes in politics. Nevertheless, she has sparked an interest in whether she could pursue a political career as she took a stance on issues seen as politically charged, such as supporting paid parental leave in the 50 states and voicing her concerns following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn the Roe v. Wade ruling, which since 1973 had granted abortion rights across the U.S. Brand and reputation management expert Eric Schiffer discussed whether Meghan would have a chance to hold an office position in the U.S. The California-based expert told Express. Co.uk, the reality is that her chances of holding any kind of serious office position today are the same as the Crown choosing to give Harry and Meghan back full access to the royal palace. It's just not on the cards. However, he added, Meghan is building a base right now through her activism and charitable work focused on female empowerment, gender and racial equity. This growing support and the work she is doing with young people, the expert said, position Meghan well for a political career over the next 20 years. Mr. Schiffer then referred to Prince Harry's speech to the UN delivered in July, during which the Duke of Sussex appeared to criticize the Supreme Court's decision on abortion rights, comparing Meghan and Harry's decision to speak out on this cause close to their heart. The expert added, the abortion issue is much more credible coming from her. Meghan remained strictly politically neutral during her time as a working member of the firm, as required by royal protocol. After stepping down from this role in the spring of 2020 alongside her husband, the Duchess started speaking openly about voter registration and voting rights in the U.S. She joined feminist Gloria Steinem in the summer of 2020 to cold call Americans and urge them to vote in the November 2020 presidential election. With Harry, Meghan also sat down to film a video for Time 100 weeks before the vote, calling the upcoming election the most important of our lifetime. Prince Harry also touched upon the vote and, after acknowledging he never voted in the UK given his position in British society, he asked Americans to reject hate speech, misinformation and online negativity. In November 2021, it emerged Meghan had cold-called US senators while introducing herself as the Duchess of Sussex to lobby in favor of paid parental leave. More recently, the Duchess spoke about abortion rights and her battle to see the Equal Rights Amendment (ERA) ratified in a joint interview with Ms. Steinem. In response to the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade and while discussing who could next be affected by a similar ruling by the court judges, Meghan told Vogue, "It feels like the tip of the iceberg and is part of why people feel so scared. We have to channel that fear into action. We can start this November in the midterm. I know hearing that feels so repetitive, but we have to vote, every time, from local elections to state and national elections." The Duchess also said to be feeling energized and motivated following her return to California and to be ready to fight for the ratification of the ERA, a proposed amendment designed to guarantee equal legal rights for all American citizens regardless of sex. After Ms. Steinem added we should put the pressure on the White House and Congress to ratify this proposed amendment, Meghan said, "Well, Gloria, maybe it seems as though you and I will be taking a trip to D.C. together soon." A recent Democracy Institute (co.uk) tracker poll suggested Meghan may be a palatable candidate for the Democrats should she decide to run for office soon. The analysis showed people polled selecting Meghan as the second most popular choice among women to run for the party in the 2024 presidential election. The poll, which surveyed 1,500 likely American voters between August 2 and 4, saw 41% of voters naming Michelle Obama as the person that should go head-to-head with Donald Trump, if he decides to run again for the presidency, in a 2-year time. Mrs. Obama was followed, at 19%, by Meghan, with Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez following in the third position with 14%.